Gone perhaps, but not forgotten. We're standing on the rocky shores of Swan's Island, Maine. Just across the water there is Bar Harbor. And it was this site that Jane Goodrich and her husband Jim Baer chose to build a reproduction of Craigside, that great house that was lost so many years ago in Manchester by the Sea. It's an interesting story. Let's find out how it happened. So where did the dream begin?
It began when I was a small child. I was a young girl, and my father, who was an inspector of textbooks for our high school, brought home a carton of books, and in that book was the Vincent Scully book of the shingle style. And I was allowed to dismember these books and cut them apart and look at them, and I cut the picture of Craigside out and saved it in a scrapbook, and forgot about it, left it with all my other childhood things, and then later on when I was in college, I, by chance, got that book as a textbook again. And when I opened it up, I said, oh my gosh, there's that beautiful house that I cut out when I was little.
So how did you rope Jim the builder into actually building it?
Well, I showed it to him, and I said, you know, look at this, isn't it beautiful? And we had an interest in antique houses and antiques in general, and we said, you know, let's take a little vacation, let's go to Manchester, Massachusetts and see the house.
Yeah.
We went there and found out it had been torn down, and I think that the seed grew then.
Well, now this is a long way from Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts. Why build in Maine?
Well, as you can see behind you, the view is gorgeous. It's beautiful here. And this site is very much like what Manchester by the Sea was like in the 1880s. And the land was inexpensive. It was available. It was topographically correct for the house. That's why we're here.
Well, show us the house.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This morning we took a plane, a taxi, a boat, and then a ride in your pickup truck to get here. How on earth did you get all the building materials onto this island?
Well, since there are no lumber yards, no hardware stores, basically the same way you came on, by ferry. And very time-consuming, reservations.
A lot of planning went into getting the stuff here.
Absolutely, a lot of planning.
Look at this. It's almost as if that old black and white photograph has suddenly sprung to life. So this is an exact replica of Craigside. It's not an inspiration of Craigside.
No, we built it exactly according to the original plan.
Where did you get the plans?
The plans are housed in the Boston Public Library, and they're in their rare book room. And although not everyone is supposed to be able to see them and touch them, we were, after some persistence, able to get copies of them, and we used those.
Now, were they buildable, or did you have to develop working drawings from the plans?
No, the original plans were basically pictures on linen, and once we received those, basically we got the magnifying glass out, tried to figure out the scales. This is something, there were no measurements on the original plan.
Another tip from the film.
To put this place together.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's over a tractor trailer load of cedar shingles, and in fact we ended up running out, and Jane and I became very good shinglers.
Can we go inside?
Yes.
Oh, this is great. Charming. Nice place to sit and view the garden and wait for one of the servants to admit you to this mansion.
It might be a long way.
No servants, huh?
No, not yet.
A little vestibule. This is terrific. And then another one. Wow, look at this. Just opens right up. What a wonderful room. They love to change levels in these shingle-style houses. This is an ode to raised paneling. You've got it everywhere throughout the room.
Yes, as a matter of fact, this is all ash, and as you can see, hundreds of pieces, which I had to mill. And
but how about the mantle? Is this
the mantle? That's a salvage piece. Many of the things we collected for years before we came.
So you found a place for all of those bits that you collected.
Yes.
Little nook on either side of this window looking out over the bay. And then it flows right into the dining room with some built-ins. Is this an example of your work as well?
Yes, it is. I built all of this. And
wonderful. And the mantle?
That's another salvage piece, which we collected.
It's amazing. They just fit right in.
We tried to pick pieces that fit our house.